Jaime wakes up every day at 4 p.m. He rolls over, checks his phone, then gets up a few inches to walk towards his PC. Jaime immediately fires up League of Legends to pick up where he left off the other day. He checks his Discord and types to his online friends who he's never met. "Yo guys, hop on League. I'm already on." He then proceeds to spend the next 4 hours playing until his mother knocks on the door.
"Jaime, food's ready."
Just as he was getting ready for a massive push in the game.
"Mom, can't you see I'm busy?"
He responds.
"Leave me alone. I'll come back later."
He turns back around just in time to see his character dying and his team losing. In a fit of fury, he screams,
"Look what you made me do. Now I'm losing."
His team angrily types, "You lost the game for us, man." Lol, told you it was trash. Jaime spends the rest of the day practicing so he can make it up to his team and goes to bed at 4 a.m. having achieved nothing. Compare this to Upto. Upto wakes up every morning at 6 a.m. for a fasted jog. As soon as he gets back, he makes sure to drink a liter of water to get hydrated, following his daily schedule meticulously like clockwork. He cooks his usual kale and egg breakfast. While his food cooks and simmers, he checks off each daily task as he completed it in his journal and gets ready to head to the gym for pull day. The time is now 9 a.m. as he returns from the gym and logs on to his cushy software job working at Google. As he waits for his daily team meeting to begin, he checks his side income from his coaching business and sees he's made an additional $10,000 this month. Nice. Now you may be asking yourself, what's the difference between these two men? Why is one so successful while the other is struggling? And the answer lies in self-discipline. You see, once in a blue moon, Jaime watches a few motivational videos on YouTube and tries to better his life. He starts waking up at 9 a.m., cutting his gaming time, getting his eating on point, exercising, but these changes never seem to stick. He practices these changes for a few days, then proceeds to relapse into his usual habits. Upto, on the other hand, practices a disciplined mindset. He looks to build healthy systems instead of habits and focuses on becoming 1% better each and every day. The truth of the matter is, motivation is temporary. Discipline lasts forever. In this video, we will be discussing how to build discipline and create a healthy system of lifelong habit building. We will be taking a look at how anyone can go from Jaime to becoming more like Upto. Now this channel is all about learning the traits and skills on how to level up. I made this channel because I'm more like Jaime than Upto. Truthfully, no one is perfect. We've all got a little bit of Jaime in us, and sometimes we pull through like Upto. But hopefully, through this channel and these videos, we can all get a little bit closer to working on ourselves and achieving our dreams, no matter how tall they may be. Step 1. Plan for systems, not for goals. James Clear writes in his award-winning novel Atomic Habits, which I recently purchased and I recommend to all you guys to get. He says, "The purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. True long-term thinking is goalless thinking. It's not about any single accomplishment, it is about the cycle of endless refinement and continuous improvement. Ultimately, it is your commitment to the process that will determine your progress." End quote. So the process is the goal and the goal is to progress. Instead of planning around goals and milestones, the goal should be to build a system of making small changes to achieve milestones, whatever they may be. I don't know about you guys, but to me, this was mind-blowing. The goal is not to become great overnight, but to continue making small incremental changes that accumulate over time. Hence the name of the book, Atomic Habits. An example of this concept is the following. Instead of going all out and planning every single moment of your day, trust me, we've all tried that. Try jotting down 3 main tasks every day that you'd like to achieve. This more humble and achievable goal may seem small and insignificant. However, this new formed habit over multiple months will pay off immensely. Think about it. Why go the harder route and risk burnout instead of just making a small adjustment over a longer period of time and achieving higher results, right? Instead of planning around a specific task on the list, plan on how to attain the goals on the list in general. It sounds very meta, I know, but trust me, it works. Next, you may be asking yourself, how do I build a system of habits that works for me? The answer lies in building a foundation from which to build habits, which James illustrates in his book. For example, someone who works out is more likely to eat healthy. Someone who takes walks is more likely to take runs than someone who does nothing, so on and so forth. To me, discipline is like a snowball rolling down a hill that gets bigger and bigger as it rolls, until it inevitably becomes so large that it can't be stopped. However, the snowball needs some initial size first to begin its journey. Build that initial discipline muscle, and the rest will become history. The way to do this is to start small. Clean your room and wash your clothes. No, seriously, this was big for me. Clean your room and wash your clothes. Make this a habit every morning of cleaning your room and washing your clothes every week. Try your best to achieve this for at least 45 days. And after this 45-day cycle is passed, add another small goal like going for walks every evening. Repeat this cycle slowly to build up these habits to the point where they become instinct and you've got your own little snowball rolling. I actually use this technique myself when I wanted to start getting into fitness. Every 45 days, sort of 30 to 45, I would build up a new skill and I would put in a new form of exercise to switch it up and also to get used to the habit of working out and going to the gym, and it worked wonders for me. Step 2. Build gateway habits. This is a great point in James's book, and it was why I recommend you all to get it. The harder the habit, the harder it is to implement on a daily basis. Now, running 5 kilometers a day sounds like a great idea at first, right? Like, who doesn't want to do that? But is it really reasonable to achieve? The trick, as James Clear illustrates, is to build gateway habits, which are small habits that lead to the achievement of bigger goals. For example, running 5 kilometers every day switches to putting on your shoes and stepping outside at a specified time, like 5 p.m. Cooking healthy meals every day becomes gathering the ingredients and turning on the stove. Instead of planning for highly complex and frankly zero to hero habits, it's much better to build gateway habits. Which leads me to the next way of building discipline. Make good habits easier and bad habits harder. This was the guiding principle of my no phone for 365 days video, and was really how it helped me get it done. What I basically did was get rid of the bad habit, which was being addicted to my phone, and replacing it with better habits like reading books and becoming more active, and it was really easy to switch. So think about it, right? We often do bad habits because they require less effort to do. Ordering fast food is easier than cooking healthy meals. Watching TV is easier than going on a run. But what if we could make it easier to practice good habits and make it harder to practice bad habits? Consider a foundational idea in physics called the principle of least action. It states that a particle considers all paths and eventually chooses the path that requires the least energy. The human being is similar. We mindlessly scroll and waste time because it is much easier to conserve energy than to expend it doing meaningful tasks. The question then becomes, how do we create an environment where it is easier to succeed and harder to fail? Basically, putting your back against the wall. The answer lies in the question. The trick is to change your environment. If watching TV is easier than running, simply remove your TV to where it is more enjoyable to run and more of a hassle to set it up to watch. Likewise, if you find yourself ordering food on delivery apps, simply remove them from your phone and delete your accounts. Find a way to make it harder to order than to cook. The purpose is to make the productive habit the path of least resistance. The goal of these services, like Uber Eats or TikTok, is to remove friction from our needs. Food delivery makes it easy to eat. TikTok and Instagram make it easy to socialize. Reintroduce the friction that these bad habits remove, and you will naturally find yourself gravitating to the healthier habits. We always take the path of least resistance, so make the healthy path the path of least resistance. Now, I just gotta put this disclaimer out, guys. I haven't mastered everything. I'm not perfect on this self-discipline, but the real important part is the journey. The journey is what defines everything. Like he said, the goal is not to progress. The goal is the process. It's the goal of lifelong habit buildings. So that's what we're trying to do with this channel, to start you guys off on the process and to push me again on the process so that we all end up getting to the same place, which is achieving our goals. James Clear actually really illustrates this process really well in his book when he states, both sides of the basketball team have the same goal. The goal is to win the game, and yet one side wins. And when I thought about it, it's so true. Winners and losers both have the same goal, which is to win. But why does one win while the other loses, even though they have the same plan, even though they have the same goal? It's about the system. The system is much better on one team than the other. Greg Popovich is not like your average coach. His system is what leads his team to winning. So if you like what you heard, give it a like. If you loved it, give it a sub. And make sure to drop a comment down below explaining how you go about fostering consistency and building self-discipline.